What is up, guys? Dirk here. Happy Monday. It is the 17th of April, so we are halfway through the month. Bitcoin is currently at about just under 30,000, and that means we still potentially have 2 weeks for me to hit the target that I said we could potentially hit in April, which is between 32 and 35,000. But on the lower time frames, things could be getting a little bit extended, and we might be seeing more of a rotation from Bitcoin into altcoins, or maybe even from Ethereum into altcoins. So in this video, I just want to give you a bit of a bigger picture update on the weekly chart. And before we do that, I just want to say that next week on April 25th, I will be launching my intelligent trading course, something I've been working on for the last many months, which is a complete A to Z course about trading, about reading charts, and about how to make money with it with a very simple, repeatable system. I'm also going to be sharing how it's possible to get millions of dollars in funding, potentially for a fraction of that, hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars using prop firms. This is going to be great. If you are a member of Intelligent Cryptocurrency VIP already, that course is completely accessible to you at no extra cost. That is in the members area. So keep an eye out for this next week. If you are not yet a VIP member, you will have the option to join VIP and get the course included, or simply just buy the course on its own without the VIP membership. But I will be announcing that on April 25th, so make sure to set a note in your calendar because it will launch with a special discount. So let's dive into the charts. This is a weekly chart about Bitcoin. Make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Smash the like button. And as you can see here, we got a nice green weekly close. Once again, still perfectly above the 200-week moving average in red and the 50-week moving average in blue. And basically, as long as the price is above there on the weekly chart, we are in full-blown bull market, bullish trend territory until we get a close back below it, which is currently about 25,700. So as long as the price of Bitcoin stays above 25,700, in my opinion, the trend is maximum bullish, and we have some serious potential upside targets. The first one is the obvious one that I've mentioned for quite a while. That is this level over here, about 32,000, 32,500. That should get taken out, in my opinion, potentially this month. Okay, then what we have next is we have a CME gap over here at around 35,000. It is also a bit of a fair value gap here. Okay, so that could be the target potentially this month still if we see a wick up, because keep in mind, in 2 days from now on Wednesday, we are getting a solar eclipse. And according to the experts, the solar eclipse is supposed to be bullish. That could send us higher for continuation, which the charts are still hinting at it being a possibility. The flip side is we are getting a lunar eclipse on May 5th. And last year in 2022, we had 2 lunar eclipses, one in May that resulted or coincided with the Terra Luna, the UST collapse of the crypto markets, and the other one in November, which coincided with the FTX collapse. Now, 2022 was a bear market year. Of course, the whole market was going down, but it is an interesting coincidence to see both of those major collapses in the crypto market happened around the lunar eclipse. Now, if we get a pump on the solar eclipse and we hit that 32 to 35,000 within the next 2 weeks, I would personally be cautious and looking for a potential pullback, correction, flash crash, whatever you want to call it, around the first or second week of May, probably the first week because May 5th is in the first week, obviously, and that is the date of the lunar eclipse. And at that point, I think we'd be getting overextended. So that is still what I'm leaning towards. Let's see what happens this week. If we get a bit of a pullback, could go into the low 28,000s maybe this week, just for clearing out some short-term leverage longs that are still betting on continuation, but it's just, you get these moves in both directions to clear out the leverage, and that could still be the target. Now, if we do see a pullback in May around this lunar eclipse, and it could be a pretty strong one, let's just say over here, as long as we stay above the 200-week moving average, the trend is still perfectly intact, and it might not be the repeat over here of 2019 where it goes down from there. It could just be, and this is still something I'm leaning towards, we could see a sharp pullback to the 25,000 and then move higher. So the question is going to be, and we'll find out in the next 2 weeks, so do we see something like this where we see like maybe 35 and then a sharp drop to back to the 200-week moving average in May around the lunar eclipse, and then a continuation higher? That is still very much a possibility, and one that I'm actually personally leaning towards. So the criteria would be, as long as we stay above this 200-week moving average, 25.6-ish, we could wick below it as long as we don't close below it. Then we could see further continuation later in the year. And this would really shake a lot of people out, in my opinion, especially because we've gone up for a few months. People are starting to get FOMO. But if we see a crash, let's say it drops from 35 to 25K in a matter of a few days, I think that would really scare a lot of people. Altcoins would probably get hit pretty hard as well if Bitcoin drops that fast. But that would once again be a perfect shakeout scenario if this level would end up holding for continuation up, in the same way that it basically also happened over here when we went from almost 25 to 19.6, right? That happened very quickly, and at this point there was the FUD about the banks, remember, about Silicon Valley Bank, and it dropped down and then basically shot up, and we could be seeing something similar in the month of May. That is kind of my expectation at this point. And like I said in the video last week, what we could be seeing is potentially a bit of a mini altcoin season also. So if this happens in the next, say, 2 weeks or so, what we could be seeing is potentially a 2, 3, 4, 5x on a bunch of altcoins, and again creating sort of a mini alt season, a bit of a mini euphoria, and then a big rug right after that is possible. But again, if you're prepared for this, this would be good. You could hedge, take some profits. Let's say this ends up happening, right? You could potentially hedge your position with a short position if you know what you're doing, or you could simply take some profits on altcoins that would be in profits, or maybe remove some initial, obviously not financial advice, make your own decisions, but this is what I would be looking at doing if the charts shape up in that way, and we do get that in the next, say, 2 weeks or so. And then if we get that drop, that would be a great place potentially for a long and a re-entry on Bitcoin, on altcoins, with a pretty tight invalidation, because the idea would be, you know, it's supposed to bounce here. It shouldn't get below there with a weekly close. So if we do drop there and on lower time frames, it looks like it's going to be support, that would be a very nice entry where you could potentially, you know, have your stop. I could even draw this for you, I guess. Let's just say along. Let's just say it gets over here. That would just be a rough idea. Something like this. You'd maybe have your stop below the 50, and we could potentially be targeting this level over here, which is also the Fibonacci golden pocket of the entire bear market, right? So we could be potentially targeting that if we see the continuation, so somewhere over here. And who knows, I mean, I've outlined this theory in my last video too here on the channel, where I said we might get an extended rally this year rather than only next year, and maybe it continues all the way back to the all-time high by the end of the year or by the time of the halving. So this might be an optimal entry point for a long position, both on swing leverage, lower leverage, maybe 10x or less, or simply just with spot. So that's basically what I'm watching here. This is a potential swing long trade setup. Again, take it your own risk. This is just an idea. We have to look at the lower time frames by the time it gets there, how things are looking, to be able to decide on the exact entry and stop and stuff like that. But this would be the idea, what I could be expecting, and let's see how things play out. So if you want to learn how I do all of this, I'm going to explain it all into the course. All the training is there, exactly what this all means, liquidity levels, why price moves up and down, the moving averages, the Fibonacci golden pockets, long, short, leverage, all of that is included in the course. It's like 50 lessons in training videos. I will be launching that next week. If you're a VIP member already, you get access to that. It's already in the members area. If you're not yet a VIP member, you will have the option to join. You can join now already. The link is down in the description down below. But you'll also be able to buy the course standalone at a big discount next week. So keep an eye out for that. I will make the announcement when it is ready. Thanks for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and I will see you in the next video.